Hi all. So today we are going to discuss about the area in cognitive computing, which is IBM Watson platform and its services. Right. So the objective is describe the concepts of IBM Watson platform and list out its various functionalities and what its services and how it has worked with cognitive system and what are the merits with its scope. So this is today's objective, which we are going to discuss today in cognitive computing, as in the area of IBM Watson platform, right? So the outcomes will be you can able to understand IBM Watson platform and its services and its various models and its advantages, right? Yeah. So in the introduction, so there are a lot of various models are there, and we discussed a lot of scenarios in the development of artificial intelligence and machine learning and cognitive computing. So this IBM Watson is a model which is the pioneer of IBM, introduced by artificial intelligence developed by IBM, right? This is called as IBM Watson, and it is the pioneer of artificial intelligence platform developed by IBM. So that is called as name of IBM Watson platform. So what is IBM platform is nothing but it is the pioneer of artificial intelligence platform developed by IBM, right? Yeah. Next, the system is developed by the IBM corporation by the name of Mr. Watson. So it is named as IBM Watson, who is the CEO of IBM in the year of 2011, right? Okay. So, yeah, as we told, it is the pioneer model of artificial intelligence system developed by IBM. Okay. Yes. So when we are discussing about this, so what is that Watson and what is that Watson model is nothing but it is a powerful cognitive system. It is a powerful cognitive system and developed by using natural language processing, right, and work with machine learning and other technologies, able to work, understand and variables and understand with various data like structured and unstructured data, right? So it is used in natural language processing and using of machine learning algorithms for able to process a large number of data, whether it may be structured or unstructured data. That's what which we are going to say. Yes. And what is that IBM Watson? When it is introduced, it is introduced in the year of 2011. It is called as Jeopardy. What is that name of Jeopardy is nothing but it is used for a quiz. It is used for a quiz. It may be a game show. Like the name of there are two audience will be there, the system will be there, and we'll go for finding out of questions will be there, and finding out of answers will be there. For that, the system will find out the answers with respect to the questions, right? And the system will work for the humans like that. So first of all, the system will develop for this purpose only, which is called as Watson Deep QA system, Watson Deep QA system, and we will discuss about that in the next upcoming slides or upcoming sessions, right? Oh yes, for this only the IBM Watson system introduced. After that, it may be developed by using artificial intelligence system. After that, the system will be developed further more steps, and which is mixed with the cognitive models, which provides a vital role nowadays doing with various type of operations and various types of various types of models and systems, algorithms, and processing of various data with a huge number of data sets. We'll discuss about what is the system and what is the models one by one, right? Yes. Yeah. Now what I'm trying to say is that it is going for working with of complex problems. It can able to solve by complex problems. It can able to solve or analyze of complex problem by using large number of data sets. Yes. Yeah. And as I told you, it is worked for natural language processing. Various data can be mixed with that for processing, like, yeah. And after that, in the next one, in the scenario, we'll go for how IBM Watson can be worked with other areas, like it can be used in various industries and healthcare, finance and manufacturing, retail, and apart from that all the business areas it is covered. So that's what this model is developed furthermore in the normal world, particularly healthcare, finance and industries and retail, not only limited to etc. So that is what the capabilities are increased little bit and which is introduced in AI techniques, which can able to give a variety number of applications, like, yeah, that's it. Yes. In the next one, which will the system is developed by lot of applications, means called as lot of APIs are there, and the APIs are worked with lot of business tools or business data, whether it may be a structured or non-structured data, to integrate that Watson capabilities, and using some softwares to provide our original or expected result, may be called as cognitive functionalities. What does this model is? Already we are having lot of models. Since we know for defining each and every model we need some data, we need some algorithms. The algorithm should be manipulated and we will get a perfect result on it, right? As I told you, so there is a system will be there. Excuse me. Yes, there is a system will be there, and the system will be there, and the system can be worked with and processed and can be produced results. Like that, IBM Watson also doing the same process by using large number of data, or large number of data. Yeah. For that we are going to use a variety set of APIs. Yes. Now we will discuss about that, which are the areas where we can use the IBM Watson. IBM Watson model slowly stretches its feathers, like machine learning, deep learning, statistical analysis and natural language processing. So it is not a small area, it is a wide range of areas where we can put and we can work and we can get the perfect output which is required by the system. So that is called as Watson model, right? Yes, Watson algorithm can have the capable to do all those things by using their resources, right? So that's what the corrections, that's what they're saying about that, why it is introduced as a model, right? Yes. Typically we are saying that it can be used in healthcare and assisting in healthcare. How can it work out? Assisting doctor of diagnosis and what is that treatment options, and how it is finding out literature review or literature survey for the treatment. And for that we will go for, this is an example of one of the model, and we will say what are the list of operation. For example, it is listed in the slide, what is the identifying a disease, yes, and what are the treatment for the disease, and what are all the options for that, and what is the literature review, literature survey or literature, medical literature. Here we can mention not literature survey, what is the medical literature about that to update on this. So for that it will be a better understanding to do this by doing this in the medical operation. Then it can be a better update comparing with other models. That's what we are saying, that we'll discuss how and how it is going to work will be discussed in the upcomings. And next one, first example is I said for healthcare. In finance means what is the fraud deductions, what is the amount maybe will be there, what is the risk assessment and investment analysis. In this category we have to work with lot of algorithms, lot of models, and huge number of data are required. For example, the data may be trillion and trillion. For example, I am saying at the time of 2011 the system may be little bit complicated. So what IBM do is they are introducing a system which is called as Watson model to do these operations. Like, yes, for this in the previous example, as I told you, that medical operation can work with large number of diseases, large number of patients will be there, large number of medical records will be there. That's a very important thing. For this type, for a particular disease, the treatment or the treatment or the medicines may be vary, right? Maybe not absolutely, it may vary time, right? So that's what we are going to see, how these things are introduced or developed by using this IBM Watson. At the time we are doing this at the time this system will do the entire process in a fully computerized way. That's what this model is, IBM Watson model. Yes. See, this slide shows what is that IBM Watson. This slide shows that what is that IBM Watson model, how it is going to given this architecture. See this in the slides. And as operators are IBM Watson, IBM Corporation, and who is that researcher and CEO of the company, which is there in New York, USA. Note that the architecture is 2880 power 7 processor threads, right? So this is the architecture of that processor. Yes, power 7 processor will be there, and memory. See that memory is more than 16 terabytes of RAM, not gigabytes. It is called as terabytes of RAM. 16 terabytes, not GB, terabytes of RAM. Okay, and speed is 80 teraflops. What is teraflops? You know that, million, the operations per millions operations per seconds, right? For example, yeah. So that is called as teraflops. So using this configuration, the IBM Watson machine is designed for processing the game show. As we discussed that game show machines will be there. It can be worked with 80 teraflops of data at a second, and that it uses of 16 terabytes of RAM. So using this architecture, what I'm trying to say here, we will discuss about. So this is our objective of this session. So what is IBM Watson framework can do? So at the time when the question is asked means the system has to find out the answer with the competitors or the candidate. So at the time what we'll do is, when we are there is millions of answers will be there. There are a lot of the same question will get more and more answers from this. For example, I'm asking a question. List out the smallest river in the world. Right? My question is, list out the smallest river in the world. So for that, the QA has to work with what are all the rivers are there, what are the areas are there, what are the countries are there, in the countries, what are the states are there, what maybe the districts are there, what are the rivers are there, whether the country having river or not, whether the it may be a river or pond, or it may be which type, like those things will be categorized, right? For example only I'm saying, throughout that how many countries are there in the world, so you can know that. So in this country how many states are there, you know that. From that we are saying that why we are doing this, we just type it in Google, list out the smallest river, within a second we will get the results. Yes, yeah, you are right, but the thing is the system has to, that's what the point which we have to discuss here is, that's what the model do our work very simplest way, and getting our results and showing and producing our results in a very peculiar way. That's what it's done. 80 teraflops of speed and 80 terabytes of flaps and 16 terabytes of RAM, doing of operations at 2880 power 7 processors. By doing this, it can able to find out this answer within a fraction, not a 1 second, fraction of a second, it will find out which is the smallest river in the world. Are you getting my point? Yes. For example, next example, for example, we'll go for nowadays we are affected for COVID, which will be the which is the country affected by lowest ratio of COVID, right, in the year of 2020-21, which is the country is affected by. So for that we will go for the medical records of worldwide, excuse me. Yes, so for that we will go for the medical records of full peoples, and we will find out what are the peoples, who are all the peoples affected by COVID, and what are the countries, in the country what are the who are the peoples, who are the states, which are the state, total population, in the population here ladies and gents, and the ladies and gents who are all age group less than 40, greater than 40, who will be affected by COVID, less than 40 or for more than 40, whether it may be more than child, or ladies will be affected more, or gents will be affected more. So like these things may be discussed or processed. Here we can use the word called as processed. So that processed we are doing this by using Watson, alright. So we can ask, sir, why cannot we do like Google and operation? So that IBM Corporation developed as a small step which can be working for this peculiar. In this example we will have a cognitive model, like for example nowadays we are using lot of systems which can give a better results, like there are a lot of systems are there, chatbots, and which getting that ChatGPT is there, which gives a cognitive results. These are the examples of cognitive. What you are typing, the answer will be very perfect, right? The system understand your question exactly. So the pioneer of model, that is what artificial intelligence, the corrections will be done, the clarity is there, that the system will absolutely understand what you are trying to get from the system without wasting of time, or else we can say within a fraction of second, right? So the models will be developed based on this IBM Watson, right? Yes. Yeah, as I told you, that is called as Jeopardy. Yes, sorry, it is introduced in the year of 2011, right? And which can be worked for that game show, doing for processing of questions and answers, like that it is doing that. And after that we'll go for utilized management decisions, right? And as we discussed that, it will be used in treatment also. Let us discuss those things one by one, right? So first of all, the computer system capable of answering question, right, posed in natural language processing. So that's the smallest idea about that IBM Watson. In beginning level, I'm speaking about that. In the beginning level, what IBM Watson done, That is Watson is the CEO of that. He introduced that machine, IBM Watson. Now IBM Watson has lot of developments, huge developments are there. Now we'll discuss one by one, and we are going to next level, right? The question and answers, we using different techniques, and there are a lot of keywords will be there, and it will produce like this, and we will get the perfect results like that within a millisecond. So those things we actually already discussed. Using that we will have a machine learning capabilities. So here we are discussing about the word of machine learning capabilities. When we are discussing about that word machine learning capabilities, we find out that the system will cross the board of AI systems, and it used the advanced techniques. And when it is cross system machine learning technique, and it is going for working with question and answers, means the question should be very correct, the answer should also very correct. What is the meaning of correct? Means the word correct will get the absolute answer of sense, right, at most, which is the very absolute. So that's what cognitizations, right, cognitive or cognitivity or cognitive, right. So based on that only we'll go for the next things. Yeah, so we discuss once. I'll just go back. So listen this, see this slide about that IBM Watson machine. Yes, IBM Watson machine. This machine will have the software and hardware configuration, because our topic will be not going for much more very broad sense of thinking of more and more. We will discuss about IBM Watson only. So we will discuss about that, what is the softwares and configurations which is used in the development of IBM Watson, right. It is a deep QA software, as we told, that question and answers, right. So yeah, the question based on natural language processed, right. So the system will answer the questions, right. For that we will use the software which is called as UIMA, which is named as UIMA. The UIMA is named or expand as Unstructured Information Management Architecture. It's nothing but Unstructured Information Management Architecture Framework Implementation. Yes, there is no structured information, and it will be a management of data, and will provide some results for the system, right. Yeah, and it can be used the systems like Java, C, C++, and apart from that, it used IBM Corporation Linux based SUSE softwares, right. It is a open source, right. So it is called as Enterprises Server 11, right, and based on Apache Hadoop framework. So this is a small idea of the software configuration. The software is UIMA software developed by Java and C and C++. The technology is called as SUSE, right, that is open source Linux solutions, which is developed by IBM Corporation based on Apache Hadoop framework, and provided a distributed computing. You know what is the meaning of distributed computing, right. Yeah, so as I told you, Power 7 processor. Now we will discuss about the hardware configurations of the IBM architecture. Processor to build to the processor, yes, R7 processors, that is called as Power R7, right. So IBM Deep QO technologies used to hypothesis, gathering of very good evidence to give a better analysis to provide the answer for the question and questions which is asked. So for the QA, what it is getting at, we will get the question, and for that we will generate a hypothesis. What is that hypothesis? Is nothing but what is you are looking for that. It is defining the text, or defining that what is the question you are looking for, or what is at the top pick, which is called as hypothesis. It will be a benchmark which will come under the this particular area, and we have to provide a massive evidence, and by analyzing the data. So this is what which is done by IBM Watson. Clear? Which is done by IBM Watson. Now we'll discuss about, for this the machine will be configured by IBM Power 750 servers, right, with the speed of 3.5 gigahertz and used at the same time 2880%. Yes, and as I told you, that will be used by 16 terabytes of RAM and 2880 R7 processors used that, and that will be used and combined with 750 servers, which can be defined by 3.5 gigahertz of Power 7 core 8 core processors, right. Right, so this is a small idea about the IBM Watson hardware specifications, right. So it is a parallel machine which can be workload optimized, integrated, massive parallel Power 7 processors. You can find out that merits of Power R7 processors, the working capacity is defined here, which can be able to do 4 threads per core, right, which can be done 4 threads per core. It is the smallest idea of that. According to that, it can be more and more speed at the time, right. So we'll go on to the next slide. So the data, where can we get the data? So as we discussed earlier, so what we are using, that deep QA software, it is a deep QA, that is question and answer should be there, right. In the deep QA architecture, we will use this data, right. The data will be yes, the deep QA architecture is there. Yeah, then this deep QA architecture, we will go for this where we are getting, we will stop here. Yes, I think, sorry. This data, where are the data can be? It can be inside, it can be get it from encyclopedias, dictionaries and thesaurus, or newsletters or news article or literature works. From that we can get the data, right. And apart from that, Watson used a huge database from their own and taxonomies, right, anthologies including DBpedia, right, and WordNet, like that. So these are the areas, these are the data collection center where we are getting the data, right. Apart from that, it can be worked with already millions of document. IBM team provided already the team. Apart from this, they can provide millions of documents and millions of dictionaries gathered together to combine with that, and etc. Like what can it will be, flying a balloon in the air, or putting a ship in the water. I'm saying that paper boat in the water. So when you are putting that strategies will move more and more, right. So yeah, so that we will get the data and accuracies from this. Things will be already done by IBM Watson, that is called as data configuration, maybe, right. So this will be discussed in the architecture of IBM Watson, will be in the next video, which we can find out, right. Deep QA video will get the detailed idea where we will get the data, right. Yes, so yeah, not yes, in this now we'll go for again, and that slowly the system will develop, right. The Jeopardy system will be slowly developed, and we will come to the next level, right. So there are a lot of developments will be done, and slowly it move to the next generation, like that, called as Watson X, right. Introducing of Watson X means we will say that it can be combined with AI and data platforms. It can be combined with AI and data platforms. What can be AI and data platforms? You know that the algorithms will be, machine learning algorithms can be used, and AI algorithms can be used. When we are using that AI and machine learning, you know what are the advantages. Let us list out that. It will be very open, it will be very trusted, and it will be targeted and it will be empowering. So this is the smallest idea about this, how or when we are introducing watsonx, in IBM Watson, that is called as watsonx. This platform is now working for IBM for better working, that the QA system is developed as in now called as watsonx. Yes. See, we will say that we can get for compliance more and more complicated records can be done by very simple, is called as open and trusted. You know that meaning will be very huge set of data sets, and it should be legal, and regularity and processed will be very genuinely done, right? Yeah, and the targeted, you know what is the meaning of that, will be perfectly targeted to that, designed for business development, and to that particularly we pointing to that a key to the lock, or a particular key to the, a perfect key to the unknown lock, right? Like that the scenario will move on to this. Yeah, right. Next we'll go for empowering, right? Empowering, yes, we'll get a good value for the system, like that we can see, right? So that's what called as this, called empowering, right? And yeah, so as we discuss about that Watson areas, teaching assistant and the other forecasting, it can be used because it is developed, we discussed about 2011, now it is called as 2016. This can be defined predictions of weather forecasting and fashion designing, and a lot of areas it can be developed. So yeah, that may be the applications of IBM Watson. Now we will go for how to AI work with that watsonx. All right. So create competitive advantages. When there is a system is there, Watson system is there, we will use that for deep QA system, but that advantage or that the merits are not fit, or that is not that's not satisfied. We need more and more. So that's what it will be, go for watsonx. So now we are saying that it is create competitive advantages. What is that competitive? You know that what is that competitive? And scale of AI across to your business. So the system will not only develop for game show only, it can be used for scaling of AI your business. Next one, trustworthy. The system is trustworthy. Maybe cut cost, apply governance, right, and get the quality of models in this, right? Like that the system will do, right? What is that scale? So it can be implementation can be done by using working in the data and working with the huge data sets and do a better results, can be called as hybrid cloud architecture, can be implemented, scaling of our areas, right? Yes, and here we will go for this creative or competitive advantages. It will go for very huge enterprises, can be called as, because the system is very small. Now it can be defined as competitive, like that it is designed. Now see this example, how this platform is designed. So they will give a clear idea about that benefits, and platforms will be designed by AI assistants will be there, and client partner stories will be there. So like those things will be developed. So these are the components, right? We'll go for components. Yeah. After that we'll work for AI assistant. What AI assistant can do, it will be provide very faster, consistent and self-combined models for working with and producing results, like that we'll work with. And now, so because of this components and because of this AI assistants, these are normal trend. I just listed here how those things are mapped with IBM Corporation. That's what this will be listed here with the full, right? So why I am listed here means how those things are implemented through the companies. So in this slide I had given a listing of what are the corporations, what are the companies, or what are the MNCs are incorporated with with IBM for this IBM Watson model, right? So Samsung SDS is there, and what are all the lot of the companies, TDM is there, right? So not listed, nearly more than 30 companies are here listed, right? So for which using that IBM Watson or IBM Watson framework or IBM Watson framework technologies are used in these companies for developing an operation, or developing an for their particular algorithm, for their particular problem, they can use that IBM Watsons in the developed model, right? So now the builders will be there. After that, AI compatible. Now we will go for working with ML, machine learning algorithms also used. Based on that, you'll get or go ahead of the smallest system, which is called as IBM Watson model, will be developed more and more, like what can we say? Yes, Watson X, and Watson X called as builders like that. Watson X is developed to Watson X.ai, right? So that's why this is listed here. We have how it is listed in IBM Corporation, not right? IBM Watson X AI is a part of IBM Watson platform, brings together to generate AI compatibility for developing a business applications, right? Yeah. So yes, now what it can be do? It can be responsible for transparent extensible data and AI workflows. So when it is a natural language processing, now in natural language processing, AI concepts are introduced, AI algorithms are used, so which just give a massive idea, which will give you a perfect results, and clarity is there. Since the deep QA model already using of this natural language processing will get the results. Now we will using of AI platform. Now we are using of cognitive model, that is Watson X will be developed as a governance, and we'll go for this works will be reimagine what we can do, right? That's what these models are listed here, and is for client partner success will be well and good. So it will use the virtual assistant. Nowadays all the chatbots are doing this, and ChatGPT is there, and Amazon Alexa is there for doing this kind of operations, right? Yes, see this how this platforms is developed like this. As I told you, Watson is developed by Watson X. Watson X is further developed to Watson X AI. Watson X AI is mixed with data, a scalable can be, and Watson X will be mixed with governance. So these are nothing but all those things will be mixed together to produce a better results. AI is using of validate the data, train data, development, mixing of data, and working the data, and implementing and processing that, and can get a huge number of, from the huge number of data will get a perfect data. So that's what this model is. So for this we'll go for data model. What does the data model is? Nothing but we'll get collections of data, from data to data, or huge number, maybe cloud data, skills data from data to data, like that, right? And meaning that data can anywhere, place can be anywhere, right? So after that it will go for governance, accurate response will be there, accuracy will be more and more clear. So in the previous slides I'll just give some references from the IBM corporations, which is already done. Yeah, so that I just given that live references, which is right now work with IBM corporation. So what does that model will be developed from IBM Watson to IBM Watson X, IBM Watson X to IBM Watson X AI, IBM Watson X AI to data to governance, like that it will be developed. So this is the history of our pioneer development in IBM Watson. Let us move on to the next part of this, which is called as cognitive Watson analysis. It is called as analytics, right? How this analytics will be done, what are the analytics are there, what are the methodologies of analytics are there, how Watson will, the platform is mixed with that analytic to provide a better results, right? So this is one which we are going to discuss about that. So it is used for data explorations. You know what is the meaning of data explorations? Data sources will be there, spreadsheet, database, cloud storage, anywhere can, and we will go for data exploration for providing a better solutions, right? And this will be working for analytical, means it is cutting of natural language processing, and analytical will give you accuracy of the results, right? Yes, yeah. So for this analytic, where we will go for, or what are the working areas? Natural language querying and automotive predictive analysis and visualization dashboards and cognitive insights and collaboration and sharing. So this may be the areas where we can fix it, how the analytics can be worked with Watson, right? The analytics, how it is achieved. As we told, the analytics will be there. So it is natural language processing, means what is the natural language, how to process for the particular scenario, right? Automotive predictive analysis, the prediction will be comes there, the automotive prediction will automatically predict it, and it will give the perfect result for the predictions. And visualization, yes, including charts, graphs and maps. Already we are having enough number of data and data sets, so based on that we will go for a better visualizations will be there. Cognitive insights will be done. So this is one of the huge importance, which will give you a very huge number of responses and get a very huge number of business models can be combined. It is called as data driven intelligences can be mixed with the cognitive and do development for the particular business, which can make it as a perfect business scenarios to develop for the business model, can produce a particular success on it. And collaborations and sharing, which is a, so because of those things, this analytics will be developed from machine 1 to machine n, number of machine from A to, it is developed small. First when we are saying that it is having this much of speed, now for example we say it is having a 16 terabytes of speed. Now when we are discussing about that collaborations of sharing, we cannot define that at the speeds and accuracy and visualizations of a huge number of data will be there. So that analytics will be more and more powerful. All right. Yes. So that is what the analytics which we will see. Right. So it is a major role for visualization. Now the data visualization techniques is a very important thing, which is used for data exploration, analyzing, decision making and providing initiating inferences, interfaces, natural language querying, automotive predictive analysis, interactive visualization. So these are the areas which can come under the topic of data Watson analytics, right? So by leverage, yeah, this is a small idea. So once again repeat, in cognitive computing, which can be data exploration, analysis, decision making and natural language processing, all those things will be come under the topic of data visualizations, right? And we can put it into the IoT. Next we will go for, from the analytics, in the Watson analytics we'll move on to this topic of IoT's platform, how the machines, how the messages are sending and receiving, right? How the messages are sending and receiving. From that we will go have a architecture of that. From that the machine will be, the message will be sent to this, and the message will be passed and it will be walked to particular client or particular client or particular candidate. Like that we can go for this. So this is the IBM Watson IoT platform. Yes, services will be there, Ethernet will be the application, anything will be there. JMS, it is message services, MQ message queues will be there, MQ connectivity will be there. We will send the messages to the particular system. The sender device we will send that, through using message services, the message will be sent to that machine. Like that, we will use Internet of Things. We will off the data or on the data, we will send a message to switch on. We will send a message to switch off, like that. So because it is a, since that is a AI sensor device will be there. If the sensor will be there, the machine will give some codes and it will automatically plug and play. Like that, the system will develop for IoT platforms, right? Internet of Things will be done. Automatically we can use that remote machine and we can do it like that. The system admin will be there and the browser will be connected and MO to connective message will be there and servers will be there, mobile device may be there. Anything can be connected with internet or intranet will be mixed with that, and services and clients also will be there. This architecture will combinedly used in this in this methodology, which is called as IBM Watson, and further developed by two IoT platform, right? So when we are introducing that, it is simply only QA architecture only, question and answers. That question answers now it is introduced in IO platform. Before that we say that it is AI Watson X dot data. Now we will go for IoT also. So this will be a massive developments, right? Yeah. Yes. So this small JMS architecture, that JMS how it can produce the results like that for getting this. So see this, for this the message will be sent, JMS or MQ, message queues will be there, message 1 will be there, publishes topic, and the particular topic will be receive the message and will go to the particular person. Alright, message 1 will go to that particular subscriber. Yes, based on that. So this is a small idea about that message will be reached to the particular person. So this is the listing. This will be listed here for that IoT, right? So topic will be there, publishes will be there, after topic will be there, receives message will be sent to subscriber, that will be. So for this it uses the IoT platform. And not only this, there are it will solve a lot of problems in this advantages. Yes, it will, the publisher is not known about the subscriber. We don't know what is the person, who is the person, but we will publish that, we'll get this. And messaging topology is dynamic and flexible. You know what is the meaning of that. The subscriber and subscribe or unscribe from the topic can be, if you are subscribed the topic, you will get the message. So the system will do that. Yes, we'll go for the next level. Yes, so like that we'll completing this. The questions and answers will be discussed later. So this is cognitive computing later. Thank you for the on and all. Yes.